official, whichever one it is.
Yes, Nadz Ro _official.
Back again for another episode, and yeah. What are you telling them, Nadz?
Wow, I just want to kind of like discuss, like one thing what kind of bothers me sometimes, like especially when things are happening within our community. I feel like the black community is like very divided, like now from versus like back in the day when our parents and grandparents kind of grew up. So like, why do you think that this is like, just in terms of like unity wise, like we're not united as a race when like I see other races and like, you know, in terms of businesses, you know, like
so basically what you're saying is you walk down a high street, yeah, you see 1-2 black stores, yeah, and you rarely see any black people them in the stores. Whereas you go down certain other areas, they're supporting their one another's. You get bare Polish man in a Polish shop, you probably get one Asian that runs a shop, and then you got bare Asians in that store, you know what I'm saying? But why, you know what, just my experience growing up, it's like we're so harsh on each other for some odd reason. Like I've always said, in my own area where I grew up, I'm walking down the road, I see about 5, like a group of men up the road, you get what I'm saying? Group of men up the road, they're not thinking, who's my man, where's he from, like, etc. in terms of, let's help him out, or let's bring together a business plan or something. They're thinking, where's he from? Who is he? Who does he know? What's he got for man, rare? And it's just like...
And it's just, that's what I'm thinking, like, why is, like, our culture like this, where we feel like, you know, it's a violent thing, or you get me, it's not like an empowerment or uplifting thing like as black brothers. It's always about trying to knock another man down instead of trying to, you get me, be united as one. Why is that? Like,
I can't, you know what, I don't know where it comes from, but at the same time, don't know where it started, but it's right, hereditary thing type of thing, where it's kind of just how it goes. Like younger black people growing up seeing certain black people, it's just a mentality you have in a certain particular area. Like I feel like, say Birmingham for example now, I felt like in areas like Chelmsford Wood, etc., I felt like calm to be in them areas, but when I'm around like the area I'm from, it's like, yo, you gotta be on the edge, like you gotta be on your A game at all times, you get what I'm saying?
So what you trying to say, do you feel like Chelmsford Wood and them areas are safe? Like, as a black guy,
I don't feel like they're safe, because at the end of the day, like nowhere's really safe.
Listen, them chavs up there, they're worse than, like, you get me.
All right, so
like the hood niggas, but
so
it's just that
no,
it's just that in terms of like how they do their thing. Like, it's not to say that they'll come and attack you or whatever, but like they're just chavvy in it. So it's just like they're on most of the things what like the black culture's on as well.
Okay,
you get me? But because our skin's black, we kind of stand out more, and it's more stereotyped to us. But the Chelmsford Woods and them areas, they're doing the same things.
But you know what though, I've lived in enough white
doing the
areas.
robbings and all of that. Huh?
I've lived in enough white areas, and let me tell you something. Like, yo, they're doing the robbings, they're doing all of that, but it's not against one another. Like I said, I can be beefing a man next door to me or just down the road from me just because he's from a different postcode. You get what I'm saying? Whereas the white man's not looking at me thinking, he's my man, let's rob him, etc. They're not bothered about me. I can walk past a group of black men in certain areas when I was younger. They're looking at me. A white man walks past, I don't care who that person is.
Yeah.
So it's like,
why do they feel like
the robbings are going on, but they're probably robbing the working class people. You get what I'm saying?
For real.
They're not. It's not no gang thing. It's not you're from a different area. They're kind of doing it in a sense where either one, they can, or two, it's like they probably ain't nothing better to do, and it's for profit benefit.
Okay.
Whereas us killing one another, there's no profit or benefit to be made. You get what I'm saying? So.
Okay, then let me switch it up. Then, in terms of what we're talking about, the black culture being divided, do you shop at any black-owned businesses or any like?
I tried.
You get me? Like, get you shopping or your supermarket like from?
I tried it, but the prices are skyrocket, and then all of when you walk into them shops, the face just all push up and that thing just looking sour. And
that's a thing, you know. It is a thing where like it is off-putting for like me with my money. I'm coming to support your business, and like you get me, like I'm all for black-owned business and stuff, but I need to do better, you know. I really need to do better, because at the end of the day, we're coming as customers, and as I said, your face is twist up. You get me, like your face is long on the floor. Like, there's no customer service. Then now this is not inviting for me to want to spend my money in your shop. That would just kind of make me clamp up and say, you know what, let me take my money elsewhere.
Exactly that.
You get me? Which I don't really want to do, but because like I feel like a lot of black owned business, especially the food shop ones, you get me? They need to do better in terms of how they approach their customers, because we're the one that's keeping their shop up amongst others. So you know what I'm saying? I don't know if it's because we're black, they just think, oh, sure, what you want, or you get me, like they don't feel like they have to put on a little facade. Because guaranteed, if a white man's coming through the door, it's like, yes sir, what can I do for you? Like, you get me? They get that welcoming, but when it's us now, you get me? How you want? Like, nah, right, you need to come better than that. They need to come better, like, so.
They look unbothered. They're just behind the counter, like they don't even want to be there. Just hurry up and order this, that, and I've been in enough black shops where price is changing every week. While I had a woman say, price change, gone up, no.
This is what I'm saying, but you know what, to be fair, like, in terms of, like, what's gone on, probably over the last kind of, like, year or two, I have been trying to spend my money, with, like, invest back into my own, culture, you get me, like, because at the end of the day I want to see my people obviously, you know, do good and excel and you get me, succeed and stuff like that. But like as I said, it's hard because like we're all struggling out here sometimes, you get me, like they look at extra, like what they're putting on, and you can get it somewhere cheaper. I feel like that's why a lot of people will rather go to the Indian man shop because they know they can get it cheaper. But you know, in the long run, we have to start from somewhere. And as I said, with the Asian communities and all them, they got hookups at the wholesalers, which is well true. So they can get their
got
stock.
Their own wholesalers.
Exactly, at a cheaper. But now the black man's coming in, he ain't got no unity in his community. He's got to pay the full whack. So this is why a lot of people need to kind of understand that, yeah, fair enough, it's an extra 50p or whatever, but you know, they haven't got it like the Asians and the Chinese and the whatever. So this is why I have, over, as I said, the last few years, I have been trying to put back into my community and just like, you know what, I didn't date, it's extra 50 pence, like just go with it and just support, because this is what we need more unity within our community, within our culture.
But every time I've been in a black shop, it just shows me the reason as to why I stay away from them. Honestly, I try, but when you're coming off with that face, first of all, even just a smile, that says a lot. You get what I'm saying?
For real. But first impressions is very important, I think.
Exactly, but when you're talking in a way, or like me, I'm a person that when I go into a shop, if I give you the money in your hand, I want it back in my hand. When you slap it down on the counter, that just annoys me straight.
Well, you think that's in a black shop? Because I feel like that's more like.
Nah, that's anywhere.
No offense, you get me, in other cultures, I'm not gonna pinpoint because you kind of know, but I feel like that's in other, you get me, and I'm a person, I'll be like, so I didn't give it in my hand, you get me. I'm gonna address it because it's just rude, and that's what it is. But yeah, I feel like we do need to kind of,
unity would be nice though, I can't lie, because I'll be real, like getting together, like we are, like you see when little things happen and it becomes political. The black people are all together, I feel like we're very strong at that point. But then once it's resolved or something.
But I feel like they're strong for the wrong reasons.
Yeah.
Strong for the wrong reasons. It's just the same old examples of what's happening, and you get me, we need to do better. But nobody is actually doing something about the situation. Like as I said, you know how much people have had this conversation about, you know, get me, like, why aren't we united? Like, but what is it gonna take for us to come together? Like as I said, like for instance, back in the day, like my granddad, like they used to have like their own little social clubs, like where they could go and they could kind of, you know what I mean, meet up and be a community and stuff like that. Now, in our generation, especially like my kids' generation, we haven't got nothing like that where we can come together as a community and, you get me, help each other out, or as I said, like, you know, help out your neighbour or them kind of things. No one don't want to even open their door to their neighbour these days. Like, you get me, it doesn't matter what culture or what race you're from. It's just like times and things have changed so much from, you know, obviously our grandparents' generation, and it's a shame because it's the morals and values that was carried over from then. It's just been lost. You get me? It really has been lost, and this is why we just kind of like against each other when we should be for.
You should be for, man. But yo, I can't lie, man. The way we live now, it's a case of like all for one and one for all, bro. Like.
But why is it like that? Why are we like that? Why don't we want to look on it as like, you know what, we're a collective? Why? Because it's not your blood relation or whatever. Like, but at the end of the day, we're all the same skin color. Like, we all come from the same kind of cultural background. We all kind of got similarities in how we was brought up, and you know, it's a sticky one still.
So what do you think about all like
sticky one?
What do you think about all of us in one, just like the same areas? Like, obviously, you look at places like for Birmingham, for example, you got Sparkill, Sparbrook, Allen Rock, Washington Heath. They're known as the Asian areas. You got Handsworth. Obviously, don't get twisted. Handsworth now, you know, it is a bit diverse.
It's very multicultural now. I wouldn't even say back in it. Handsworth was like a black people place.
Like I said to you, I can't remember.
Like Newtown. But it's
school,
very multicultural now.
Being in primary, secondary school, only a few white girls in the year. But then thinking back to it, if you did see a white person in the area, they would have been Polish or something. But British or English white women, nah, didn't really see it.
But growing up or now? Are you talking about
growing up?
Well, this is where me and you differ because we're from different. We're not the same age because, as I said, when I was growing up,
so
my road was predominantly white. Swear down.
Wow.
And obviously, get me. Obviously, I was born in the 80s, grew up in the 90s. You get me? So like that, it's not that long ago. You get me? Like now, if you go to my mum's road, it's like spot the white. You get me? It's very multicultural. There is nobody English there no more. You get me? And it's same with like Handsworth. Like back in the day, Handsworth, like in the 70s, the 80s, it was full of white people. But then obviously they got off. They sold up their houses and they went to the Suttons and the Erdingtons and whatever. You get me? So like, I feel like times and things has just changed where it was at one point like that, but now, as I said, certain areas and it's to spot the white. But as I said, I feel like the government just puts all the ethnic minorities into one area. And as I said, like in terms of disadvantage and stuff like that, they don't want to do anything to help them. Like my mum's area is very deprived, and it's been like that from when we was younger. Like they don't want to put no money in. They don't want to put no money into these areas. They don't business. You get me? Don't business at all.
They don't want to put money in the areas, but at the same time, like
they don't want to invest. They don't want to invest in the children.
But this is why I say as well that like we keep looking at the government to do stuff for us when we should be doing it for ourselves.
But they've got the power, they've got the money. So if we can't look to the government, how are we going to make things happen with no capital or...
When you say make things happen, in terms of what?
Well, you're talking about the government, this and that. But I'm saying at the end of the day, the government has the power to change things. Okay. To invest in areas, to build up, like, obviously the areas, the deprived areas, like the new towns and the Handsworth.
Think about it this way.
Go on.
You got Handsworth, bro. And Jewish areas in London as well. They got their own nursery. They got their own pharmacists. They got their own schools, hospitals, and these type of things there.
Mm-hmm.
Where does this money come from? Government.
Of course, where they're getting it from then, unless it could be the community.
So what I'm saying, so the Temple on Sorrow, you're saying obviously I don't know.
No, the Temple on Sorrow, more time. Obviously, they as a community, this is the same thing we're talking about. The division. You get me? They've obviously got their own charity offerings and they've put it up and built it. But as I said, within the black culture, remember, as I said, we come from disadvantaged areas anyway. Like we're just trying to survive through the day. You get me? Like it's not true. Like you just has got to survive through the day and the week or whatever. Everyone's got their own struggles. So for us to say, oh well, we've got to invest, it should be the government what's giving us money to invest within our community. Like as I said, back in the months ago, there used to be lots of little, like obviously we used to have like a little play centre, like a play scheme and stuff like that for our kids to go and obviously socialise and get to be a community. But all of that's gone. The government don't care about our kids growing up. They'd rather see them on the streets and kill themselves. You get me? Than rather instill obviously facilities and stuff so they can be off the streets.
I hear that, but let's just be realistic. That's not going to happen now. So where do we go from there as a community? Because like I said, the Asian community have built these nurseries and...
They've got the capital though, but as a black community, we haven't got the capital like that.
No, I hear that.
You get me? As I said, you know how it goes, like they invest their money, and I feel like if we're in a black community, they need to kind of be a bit more educated on investment, like investing their money and just kind of like making profitable decisions in life. But as I said, if you started from nothing and you haven't got nothing, and it's hard to kind of say, oh well, you should be doing this because they're doing that. You get me?
100%.
It's hard for, as I said, and then again, as I said, like with the black community, and I'm not just saying with the black community because there might be other communities, like there's not a bad mind, there's a lot of bad mind, there's a lot of hate, and like as I said, like when I'm going out and stuff like that, I'll be like, I see a girl, I'm like, oh, your dress looks nice, you get me? I'll compliment another woman, but then you got the other girl what's looking on you like, say you're wearing their baggies, like like you're looking at me sideways for what? Like what? Because I look good or something. Like some of them don't want to compliment you, the kind of like hating on you kind of thing. So as I said, it's just
But would you say the cycle can be broken? Obviously by I feel like our parents need to be growing us in a way
our parents should have, because we're grown now. Or you're talking going forward in terms of this society.
I'm saying like our parents should, because you got certain, like, I can't lie, I'm gonna say this from my experience. Like, I will say Africans are more united than, for example, Caribbeans. That's my opinion. My opinion.
Okay.
My experience.
Okay, I can kind of see where you're coming from. With your experience,
Like, they look at each other.
Explain.
Don't get twisted. Like, I've heard certain Nigerians won't date outside their
culture, like.
So they wouldn't date another Gambian, etc. Vice versa. That's what I've seen and heard. Whatnot. People I've been around. But then, for example, now like.
So how are they more united than the Caribbeans? Then?
Okay, that's dating. But okay, I'll be real. I've been places, African places. You get me? Look at shubbins, whatever you want to call it. I'm getting African, man. Yo, you want to drink, bro? Rare. Like, they seem more welcoming and whatnot. Then I've been to yardie places, and the women on that side, the man on that side, and the women are just there with their push-up faces. And it's like, nah. I'd say to my bedroom one time, yo, fam, get me out of here, bro. Like, this is long. Gone to the African place, vibes. Nothing but vibes. And I'm not even African, you get what I'm saying?
It probably was just where you was at that time, you get me?
Because it's happened multiple times, and then even in speaking to African, man, sometimes like gym and just being out in workplaces and that, they're all like, I've been to African places, I've been to workplaces, and they're all just welcoming, talking to me. Like, I've even one time not crashed my
So
car.
Jamaicans ain't welcoming then, that's what you're trying to say?
Nah, not in my experience though. Gina.
You know what? It just all depends. Like, I can't agree with that. Say that they're not all welcoming. Like,
I'm not saying
I feel like
welcoming,
Jamaicans are very cautious. Like, in terms of like how they approach it. Like, I feel like they're very kind of observant. So it depends on your kind of energy. They'll probably see your energy and they'll be like, you know what? I'll just kind of move. Like, so you get me. Sometimes you kind of have to kind of look in how you're probably moving as well.
Yeah, that's so.
You get me, and then it just depends in the response you'll get, I suppose.
I feel like our parents need to be embedding stuff, because like I said, in certain African communities, it's straight. Listen, all of us, like, we're not related, but we're all one. Black brothers, that's your brothers, that's them your sisters, if you know what I mean. Growing up, kind of being taught, you know, those are your brothers and sisters type of thing. You get what I'm saying? Like, yes, we're not literally blood related, but we're all brothers and sisters type of thing. So I feel like parents should be raising us, but obviously, you know, our parents, obviously I don't know how you grown up, but black parents normally embed into the child when they're older. If someone hit you at school, you hit them back type of thing.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely. I had that bare times growing up. So obviously, let me ask you a question. In terms of like the division within the black community, do you feel like, especially like with the youth and stuff and how the gangs and stuff go, do you feel like if there was more fathers in the household, do you feel like there would be kind of that kind of division where, like, you know, the gangs and the black on black crime and stuff like that? Do you feel like that would probably help to kind of eliminate a bit that, if there was a male role model in that house?
Yeah, 100%. I do feel like it can play a part, obviously, but then there's man that have had their dads in their lives and their dads have been on them type of things there as well, so they're just kind of looking up at their dad and
just
like,
following suit in
but
it. Yeah,
at the same time, if you've got that respectful male in the household, that, you get what I'm saying, then yeah, a father can steer the son away from certain things. You get what I'm saying?
And probably that's why the kid's out there in the first place, because as I said, they probably haven't got a positive role model. Like, as I said, I just gotta give thanks in terms of how, like, my son turned out, because he could have went left. You get me?
Definitely.
Not having that role model and seeing certain things in terms of how his role model was behaving. He could have thought, oh, that's my dad, that's how I flex. You get me? I need to flex. But I'm so glad that obviously he's seen that and thought, nah, that's not for me, and obviously kind of did a 360 and that went down that route. So it's kind of a good thing. Like,
but that's why I say, like, did our parents fail us, like, talking for this generation? Because now I'm seeing a lot of young women trying to do what our parents never done for them. You get what I'm saying? Growing up. So, like, my opinion, this is my opinion, that... What
do you mean in terms of doing things that for us, so like for their kids, that they never did for us? Because remember, yes, every circumstance is different.
Every circumstance is different, 100%.
Yeah.
Like, I can only imagine, obviously, back, you're looking at... I was born in the 90s, you get what I'm saying? So back then, things are cheaper, you get what I'm saying? £20 quick save for something, you're getting 2 bags full of shopping.
Yeah.
But then it's like, parents are so quick to rush us to school, but that was it. So, in a sense, where growing up for myself, like... I kind of was lost. I can't lie. Like, parents are so, go on to school, go on, this, that. But it's like, I'm going to school, I'm not taking nothing in. Then I've ended up at college meeting you, and then I'm off to uni. I don't even know why I'm in uni. Like, I had a goal, I had a vision. I'm saying to myself,
it was just like the thing to do. Like, you must finish school, go to college,
but
go to uni.
it took years for that to happen. So obviously when I left school, I was just freestyling it type of thing. You get what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, I remember you was all over the place. Like, from when I met you and you said you was at college and then you was going on to do something else. You got, I'm thinking, fair play to, I had to big you up inside. I was like, okay, at least you've got like ambition to do stuff. But like, from your point of view, you're trying to say that basically you didn't really have a clue what you wanted to do. It was
whereas if I don't know, like.
But the thing is, at that point, because sorry to cut you, at that point, if your mum was to say to you, okay, you go to college to do this, are you really gonna listen to what she's gonna say, or are you gonna be like, nah, I've got my own mind? Because as children, that's what we do. Like, your parents will tell you something, but you're gonna do the opposite anyway. So would it have made a difference?
It would have made a difference to me because I'm not a person to sit down and do paperwork type of thing. I'm more of a person hands-on type of thing. So what I say a parent should have done was know your child, innit? What does your son have an interest in? What does your daughter have an interest in doing? So if you ain't getting it right at school, let me just spend the additional time with my child and see what they like. I might honestly, I mean, plenty of times I'm saying to myself, yo, I want to be an actor. I love to be an actor. Then other times when I'm in primary school, secondary school, I want to be a footballer. At one time I wanted to be a WWE wrestler, you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But no, like, you gotta think, I'm at a young age. Where am I going? What am I doing? How am I gonna play for this football team? How do I contact them? This is where parents kind of should have. Yo, okay, let me. So, who do you want to play for? That team now, right? Then let me come to one of your football matches at school. Speak to the teachers. See, they could have went an extra mile for us. So again,
could have. But the thing is, you gotta look at it realistically. When you've got probably like 8 kids, you get me. And probably you might be a single parent. You might have the other parent. For you to be sitting down and be like, okay, what do you want to do? Let's sort out this. Like, they're probably just trying to get through the day and just trying to, you get me, like, just make sure that their kids are good, like.
You should know what you do when you're having all these kids then, realistically, because you should have a plan. You get what I'm saying? So
but that's not, life is not just simple like that. Like, you can't have a plan and think it's going to go like that because there's going to be obstacles in your way.
There's going to be obstacles, but it's how you come over them obstacles. You get
and not all the time you can get over them. Like,
I don't believe that. You're the pilot of your own life. I believe you can get through anything. Remember, obviously, I'm a religious type of person, you get what I'm saying? So, what I've been taught is, God don't put anything in your way that you can't overcome. That's just what I believe strongly. Like, there's
not to say you can't overcome it, but it's going to take you longer to get to your
still
to achieve your goals. But that's what I'm trying to say. Like, just for instance, if you've got this goal in your head that obviously I don't know, you want to be this successful, I don't know, lawyer or something. You have a kid, you get me. So then obviously that the child, obviously it's a blessing, but it's going to be an obstacle. So you're not going to get to that goal straight away. I'm not saying that you can't reach it, but it's going to take you longer. You get me? And life happens.
So you say kid, you're saying a woman or a man or any?
A woman, I'm saying, because you could get caught slipping again and have another kid, and then obviously that's what I'm trying to say. It's life happens.
But then what you do then is you have a plan from early, and you say to yourself, don't get it twisted. Like, man's going to say straight, like, some women just end up pregnant, but I'm saying, like, if you really are focused from a young age and you're saying this is what I want to do, I know enough man, well, not enough man, I know certain people that have made their dreams come true, or got their goals and targets, and that's it. They've gone to the States.
But that's down to the individual, because at the end of the day, as I said, like, that shows that they've got the willpower and the ambition. Not everybody has that. You get me? Not everyone has that, which is a shame, but a lot of people ain't got a lot of ambition or willpower to do stuff. They might think in their head, but like, oh shit, like, how am I going to go and do this?
I'm speaking for the people that do, and that's where the parents should have then pushed the people that do, because like you said, you got 8 kids now, but it's like, was you thinking of all that when you're having 8 kids, in terms of, like, I already know now, growing up, that I would love to have like 5 or 6 kids, but I know each of them 5 and 6 are going to have different personalities. Then I also know that they might not all be under one household. I also know that I'm not going to be able to spend a lot of time.
So why can't you have all the kids in one household?
I'm too late for that, but at the same time...
Not necessarily. You just find the right one and you have so many kids with. Why do you have to have kids all about the place?
Listen, people are just quick to walk out of relationships nowadays, man. Too much drippiness going on.
Well, you need to find somebody what was going to stay there and then have kids with them instead of, you get me, just thinking, I have one with that.
I think of everything though, you get what I'm saying? So I'm thinking, like, if I have another kid now, bam, I already know it's not under the same household. You get what I'm saying? So
what do you mean with you?
No, like, if I have another kid with another woman, I already know that, for example, that's not in the same household. So I've got to make sure that, I mean, I would love 5 or 6 kids, but I know that, how can I make the time for all 5 of them and 6 of them? You get what I'm saying? There's a lot of man that have got bare kids spread out, and there's a lot of man you can't spend. I need to be spending individual time with my kids. And trying to figure them out in terms of getting to know them more and what they like and dislike. Like, people can say they know me, but they don't know me. Even family members can say they know me, but they don't know me.
Yeah, true. I agree with that.
You know what I'm
So
saying?
I'll be on the subject of kids anyway.
Yeah.
Like, if you just, for instance, obviously you was seeing this girl, started talking to her, really liked her. You get me? It was going on. It was going wow, and then obviously you got to know a bit more better, and she was like, obviously I've got 2 kids, not with the guy no more. Obviously just let you know, like, you get me? I have got children. Like, what would you feel? How would you feel about that? Like,
no chance in hell. Like, literally, we can rub shoulders, but that's about it. We ain't doing nothing more than that.
so
Kid...
okay, wait there. So they're good enough to lie down with, but you can't be in a relationship with them. That's what you're trying to say to me.
Nah, not at all.
Wow, that's a big statement to make, you know.
2 kids now.
It's why that's a big statement to make. And why do you feel like?
Where's my time?
Why do you
Where does
feel
my time
like?
come into it? I'm not gonna have you.
But what if she's got her thing locked? Where at the end of the day, she probably got a babysitter if you want to link up and whatever. So.
But eventually, we're gonna come close, and I'm gonna be there, and I ain't hearing no youths in my like. I like peace in it.
What if the kids are big?
You know what?
What if the kids are like teenage age? No.
It's still long, man. Can't be asked to be dealing with no woman with no church out thing. It's long, fam. Can't lie. I'm sorry.
What from 2 kids? Stretch out for 2 kids. What if she had a cesarean? I've had cesarean. I've got 3 kids, so.
It's still long. That's pre-owned. It's long.
Oh my
Dealing with
god.
it's pre-owned,
Nah, that's crazy.
Long,
that's actually crazy to say.
Now women are crazy though, like
because at the end of the day, if she's got her thing patterned where the kids ain't an issue, yeah, fair enough. Fuck, the world we live in, everybody's got kids, more or less. Unless you're going with someone probably what's a couple of years younger, but I ain't got a clue. But it's gonna be very hard for you to find someone that hasn't got kids. And I guarantee there's probably gonna be someone that you really, really like, and I guarantee you probably would go there and be like, all right, then yeah, give it a minute. Yeah, I feel like you would.
When I see the S at the end of kid, it's not a thing. It can't happen, bro.
So I look at 1 kid then. Is it okay with 1 kid?
Depends on the age. If it's a grown up, then yeah, we can.
I feel like
forward.
you've been traumatized before. And probably been in a incident or in a situation where
with 5, 6 kids, it's long, it's headache.
But to be fair, if you've got 5, 6 kids, not to say that you can't live your own life, but sorry, your kids should be your priority, man. You get me? You ain't got time for man, so I don't understand. Like, you're entertaining, man. You got 5 kids to look about. Like, where is this happening? Where are you linking, man? You get me? And a lot of these women, like as I said, they will probably bring man in their yard. You get me? Around their kids, and it's just a link. Like, I do not agree with that at all. You get me?
So would you date a man with you got a man, he's got 4 kids.
Yeah.
3 baby mums.
Yeah.
What are you saying?
What do you mean? As long as they ain't coming for me, like at the end of the day, that was before me. So what can I say? Like, it's not like I can say, oh, well, take back your kids. Like,
yeah,
can you take them back because he's already got them?
Ain't you even thinking like, yo, I'm kind of a bit cautious. Like, I could end up being the next one. I could end up being a baby mum as well.
Nah, because for once you're a woman and you know yourself and you're protecting yourself, you get me. You're taking precaution because you can't leave it on the man. So if your head's screwed on,
let me tell you something though.
You get me?
Whether your head's screwed
then
on or
it can
not,
work.
love will make people do crazy things. Crazy. When you're in love, it don't matter.
So is it a relationship you're talking about? Or it's just links? Because no, it's a different thing. When you're talking about love, then that's a different thing. Obviously, you get me. It's more serious than just linking a person.
Yeah, I'm talking about love.
Okay. So yeah, obviously it still can work. It still can work. As I said, as long as the baby mothers know their place, and the baby father's not going back and forth. Like, it's not an issue if they've got kids, because at the end of the day they had history. What do you mean? How do you know?
How would you know?
You would know. You would know. Trust me. If you got 3 or 4 baby mothers, you're slipping up, or either the baby mothers are gonna start drama because obviously they're pissed because the new girls come on the scene and that's their man apparently. So if that was the case and he was still dealing with them, trust me, you would find out at some point. Somebody would leak it. I said, i.e., baby mothers, because they'll be quick to want to be
it just sounds
DMing
like
ya.
headache though. From I hear a certain amount of kids and baby fathers, I'm not interested.
But what if the baby fathers are cordial? Like, it's just a co-parenting. Just come, pick up the youths on the weekend.
I like my
gone.
peace. I don't care, because then even in that case now, if me and that person was to have a kid now, how would I feel like baby fathers are picking up their youths? My kid's just left there then.
Because you're there, you're the father, so you should be coming for your youth. What do you mean? Me personally, I don't want another man picking up my youth. Trust me, yeah, you take yours and I'll take mine.
No, but I mean, like, everyone's gone, like 6 weeks holiday now. Everyone's coming collected their youths from that one woman, and it's like, okay, safe. I'm just stuck there with my youth and my missus, but it's still like, who's my son or daughter gonna play with then? That's why I wouldn't tangle with women with kids. It's long, but the headache, they all chat shit as well.
You're rough, you know.
A lot of women with kids, they chat shit. A lot of women.
Why would they need to chat shit though? If they're honest about having kids, what is there to chat shit about? When they're still dealing with their baby father or still got some kind of something going on.
Yeah, like I said, women would talk about women with kids. Not all, some of them, majority actually. Oh yeah, baby father's this, baby father's that. He doesn't give me no money, this, that, doesn't come and see his child. Oh love, you weren't thinking of that when you was lying down with him, innit? You weren't thinking about that after the first, the second, the third, or the fourth kid, was ya? You know what I'm saying? Like, some women don't use their heads. I can't lie, there's a lot of lost women out here.
Oh yeah, definitely agree with that in terms of like being lost and stuff. But as you said, like probably the behavior of the baby father changed after. You get me? After they was together, so he probably wasn't walking or a bum when they was together, but then obviously they're not together and he's not doing nothing. So then that's where they've got reason to argue and make up noise, because I would make up noise. I have made up noise. How about that? You get me?
How about I just wouldn't put myself in that predicament? Louder.
Well, it's going to be very hard for you to find a person who hasn't got no kids.
When I find that winning jewel,
you get me?
What I'm saying?
So what about, like, what if it was the other way around? Because obviously you've got a child. So what if a girl come to you and she was boom as anything, you get me, coming looking like Stefan, Mama, whoever you like, you get me? And she would try to pull it on you get me? And in tutus, like, she found out you had a you. And then she's like, I don't want to be with you. Like, how would you feel?
It's happened before, and you know what? I know exactly how they feel. I've had women say to me, nah, like, it's not going to feel special if we had a kid, etc. And I'm like, I charge it to the game. The game is the game, you get what I'm saying? Like, it is what it is type of thing, bro. And I'm talking, these women are being fired, and I'm looking at them like, wow.
Well, that's a bit lost. Obviously, did that person already have a ute as well, or she had no kids? That's why she was a bit, like, iffy, because you...
No, I mean, like, she's not got no kids. She's looked at me, but then found out I've got a kid. Obviously, I've told her, and then she's just like... It's a bit long, so I ain't gonna lie.
But that's a bit rough. It's not like you got 10 kids, you got one. So
I get it.
You get me? What? Kids are a blessing, regardless. So yeah, it would be special. You get me? It would be special for you because it's your child.
Okay, I wouldn't date a woman with kids.
Oh, okay, multiple.
Okay, kids, and I'm talking about. Listen, I'm chatting to women on dating apps where I'm saying, yo, how old's your youngest? Women are telling me, yo, I had twins last week. Mad thing, you get what I'm saying?
Nah, and you really looking man, you had kids last week.
Huh?
No, she's looking man and she had twins last week.
Exactly.
Go and sit down and make your body heal, because I don't understand, like, why are you looking man and you just had twins last week?
Listen, I've been up and down on
nah, that's
before,
crazy.
bro,
that's moving wild. Sorry, I don't know where you find these people from, but turn around the other way and go about your business, because that don't make no sense to me. Like, yeah,
I just wouldn't put myself in them predicaments again. Like I said, I've worn a t-shirt, dating women 4, 5 kids, 3 kids, constant nagging in your ear. You get a phone call from them.
So did you have to kind of play that dad role, do you think? Like, in terms of like how was the interaction with the kids and you? Did you kind of like, oh, they're not my youth, so you get me, don't even fart upon them? Or you get me, are you that kind of guy that would like interact with them and play with them?
In my serious relationship, yeah, but in terms of like, it was a respectful woman that, you know, my kids are my kids, I'm gonna look after them and whatnot. But me being in the house, done the little very basics, cooked, took them out, etc. and whatnot, you know what I'm saying? Bought them food.
Did you want to do that, or you felt like you had to do that? To kind of, was you doing it to impress the mom, or?
I felt like he just came naturally, like, you know what, I'm in the yard, like, you can't just be there with your stretch out self, just not doing nothing. That's why, but I done the very minimal, but I'm not gonna be like, because
that's a lot, to be fair.
So no, just cooking and that,
and taking the kids out and stuff.
I would, yeah. How was your son, for example?
My son's 20.
Look.
The youngest one, yeah. Oh, he's 2.5.
So let's just say, hypothetically, me and you in something, yo, I've got to run to work, whatever, rare, this, that. You've run to work, little man's asking me for a bottle or something. I'm in the yard, I'm gonna say you're not my kid, like, your dad should be doing it. Like, alright, cool. So little basics, even your other kids, I'm doing the very basic, but in terms of, oh, could you buy him some trainers? Now that's where it's kind of,
you know, I spend the money. I spend the money like you're picking them.
No. That's where you've got to assess and analyze your life and who you're laying down.
Yeah, and to be honest, like, in terms of like my situation, not to go into it too much, but like, obviously their dad's their dad in it. Yeah. So I'm not gonna go look to another man and say, oh wow, my kid needs this, because I know that, like, obviously fair enough if you want to give it, but I'm not gonna run you down and be like, oh wow, oh, my kids ain't got this, you know. Like, you get me? Like, can you give me this for them? Because I know that that's not his responsibility, and he's probably got his own responsibility. And that's just the kind of person I am. Like, obviously, they're my kids. I've grown them, and I've raised them my own. So I just get on with it and just do what I can for them. I wouldn't, like, be, like, trying to pressure the man who's not their biological father to financially support them. If you want to give, then obviously I'm not going to say no, but I'm not going to ask you to kind of, like, you get me, mind them, because, as I said,
that's good, but some women trust a high. Like,
I'm telling you,
that you take me on, you take on my you. I'm like, whoa. So imagine talking to one woman, and we was just talking about general speaking, about life, boom, bam. We were just saying, hypothetically, if we had a kid now, what? And I'm saying, let's say we had a son, fast forward to the future, 8-9 years down the line, I've enrolled our son, she's already got 2 kids. I'm saying, I've rolled our son into football. Well, she's saying, you're going to have to pay for my 2 to go into football. And I'm like, why? What if I don't have the money?
Big pardon.
It's not fair.
So where's the daddy at? That's what I would have said.
Mine was not there. You get
where's
me?
Where's the daddy? Well, then she's gonna have to foot the bill, or they can't go football. Is what it is.
But she's saying it's not fair to the other 2 that you're paying for that one, but not them 2.
Yeah, but come on, these look at it realistically now. They're not your kids. You get me? You don't have to go the extra mile for them.
But would you say you take your kids on? To an extent.
To an extent, yeah. You're not gonna come in my yard and diss my kids or dismiss them or treat them badly in that retrospect. But I'm not gonna look for you to mine kids what ain't really yours. As you said, like, it's different if, like, you know, you're buying food or whatever and you buy for everyone. But, like, to say to financially support them to do stuff like football and all that, like, I wouldn't feel away personally, because I know that you get me. It's not biologically your children. You get me? And I would just do what I was doing before you even come with my kids.
Yeah.
But some women are just lost out here, man.
Exactly. That's why I don't deal with them with kids. Man. That's why the women with kids I don't deal with.
No, don't say that, because I've got kids and I ain't lost. Like, it's just, you know what? As I said, it just all depends, and, like, everyone's upbringing is different. Like, some people, it depends on the individual, I would say. So you can't pinpoint every woman with kids. It just depends on the individual.
I just don't put myself in that deep end of the pool, man. Like I said, if it's one woman with one youth, and the youth, like, old enough to get changed herself, make your way to school back home, I'll kind of consider. So
have you ever gotten any beef with any baby fathers, like, in terms of the women that you've been dating? Has there ever been any, like, ruckuses, or you've, you know, been in the yard and the man's come and he's like, yo, they're my youths or whatever?
Nah. This is another thing as well. Man's not beefing over next man's youths, bro. That's dead.
Yeah.
Like, I just tell the woman, like, yo, but again, I wouldn't put myself in that predicament. I know how I am, how I can be. I ain't having no man trying to back me up, this, that. So I just don't put myself in that predicament. Like I tend to go for women that have had easy relationships. Like, the kid was planned, everything, or whatever, they were together. But you see, when you have them women where it's always a one night stand, this, that. In my experience, they're the ones where the madness has come after it. Obviously, your situation is different, cool, but yeah. So,
yeah,
man.
It's just one of them ones. Everyone's situation's different, but it's madness. I can't believe you, Ross, said that you would never date a woman with more than one kid. That's just ludicrous to me in this day and age. But it's just it is what it is, and obviously, like, you get me. Never. You've got your standards, so no one can knock you for that.
Never that.
You get me. No one can knock you for that. It's just your standards. So
never.
You do you.
If you see me with a woman with more than 2 kids, then please get me section or call the mental health team. Something's not right, bro. Seriously, mad. Like I said, I've been there, done that, wore the t-shirt.
Yeah, it's not for you. Fair enough. Get me? Fair enough. I hear it. I feel it. You get me? It's just one of them things. So, yeah.